Here are the 7 biggest winners of the 2026 NBA Draft. Firstly, we have the Chicago Bulls.
The Chicago Bulls selected North Carolina star Caleb Wilson at number 4, then paired him with Texas standout Dalen Swan at pick number 15. Now Wilson brings elite dynamic shot blocking upside, while Swan gives him an explosive 6'7" versatile guard who overall just impacts the box score. This helps the Bulls because it instantly accelerates their new long-term rebuild under Bryson Graham. They now have a massive positionless lineup featuring Josh Giddey, Mataz Buzelis, and Nick Claxton. Chicago's future looks incredibly scary.
Next, we have the San Antonio Spurs.
The Spurs may have just built the perfect front court around Victor Wembanyama. So in the 2026 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs selected Jaden Quintance at number 20, and then they traded up to grab Terrace Reed Jr. at 26. And these two guys are basically two physical defenders that the Spurs can bring in next to Wemby. Jaden Q brings elite shot blocking upside, while Reed gives them a strong rebounder and interior presence who can contribute right away. Now this helps the Spurs immediately because they no longer have to rely on Wemby to do everything defensively. And with Wemby on the court versus off the court this past season, they were a plus 24 when he's on and a minus 38 when he's off. That is a massive difference. And now with these two draft picks, they bring in two guys that can really contribute and do everything that Wemby can do. Maybe not everything, but most of. Now with Wemby, Castle, and these two young bigs, San Antonio's future looks scary.
Next, we have the OKC Thunder.
The Thunder may have just found their next defensive monster. OKC drafted 7'3" Ade Mara with the 12th pick in this year's draft. Now Mara brings elite rim protection, rebounding, and passing, which fits perfectly in OKC's system. And it helps the Thunder because now they have another big body to battle teams with dominant centers like Wemby and the Spurs. And it also gives them a long-term front court piece next to Shea and Chet.
Next, we have the Atlanta Hawks.
So the Hawks may have just added another perfect young piece for their future. You see, at pick 52, an absolute steal, the Hawks selected Henry Versar. Versar brings size, athleticism, and two-way potential to this team, and it gives Atlanta another versatile player to further develop, alongside Johnson and their already young core. His ability to defend multiple positions and contribute on offense gives the Hawks much more flexibility. This helps Atlanta because they needed key pieces around Johnson and Alexander Walker to become a true contender.
Now we have the LA Lakers.
The Lakers may have found the perfect fit around Luka Doncic in this year's draft. You see, they selected Cameron Carr at pick number 24 from Baylor. Carr is a young player with upside in athleticism, shooting, and defense. He averaged around 19 points for Baylor and gives the Lakers another player who can attack the rim, space the floor, and defend multiple positions. This helps the Lakers as they were looking for more wings around Luka, and I think Carr could become a real key piece for the future of the Lakers.
Second last, we have the Memphis Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies may have just found their next superstar duo. You see, in this year's draft, they selected Cameron Boozer with the 3rd pick. Then later in the draft, at pick number 21, they selected Kareem Lopez. For the Grizzlies, this adds two forwards with high upside that can completely change the franchise's future. Boozer brings elite scoring, IQ, and playmaking, while Lopez gives them size, athleticism, and two-way potential. This helps Memphis because they can build around these two prospects, alongside a few key role players and maybe Ja if he's not traded, and it could help them create a new window for a championship.
And last, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves may have just added another piece for their championship contention. You see, Minnesota drafted Duke guard Isaiah Evans, adding a talented young guard with scoring ability and high upside. Evans gives them more shot creation and a player who can grow alongside Anthony Edwards, as the Wolves prepare for the future. With Edwards leading the way and their defense already set, adding more offensive talent can make them even harder to beat. This is just another smart move by the Minnesota front office.
Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoy Elite Sports content, make sure to follow along.